You wanna know something I realized recently? So, I was just playing KCD2 the other day as usual. I was traveling from the Devil's Den back to Gutenberg. And when I arrived at the city, I realized I hadn't opened the map once. I didn't even place a marker on the map and follow the compass, I just knew where I was going. And that's weird, because in pretty much any other open world game, I would definitely be relying on a minimap right now, but Kingdom Come Deliverance doesn't even have one. Which got me thinking, what is it about not having a minimap that taught me this world so well? Well, my first thought was, since the minimap is such a basic feature that almost any other open world game has, that the moment it disappears in KCD, it strips away all of the convenience that a minimap can give. Like in GTA 5 for example, the minimap shows you the mission objectives, nearby shops, points of interest, and other kinds of information. It's a useful feature, right? It helps you get around the world much more easily and efficiently. To be honest, I was kinda annoyed that KCD doesn't have one. I mean, it would definitely help navigating around the world much faster and easier. Or at least, that's what I thought. Because the funny thing is, Kingdom Come Deliverance does have a minimap. But instead of about sitting in the corner of your screen, it is now the compass. This compass literally does the exact same thing as the minimap in GTA. It shows the quest objectives, nearby shops, other POIs, but I can honestly tell you right now, the navigation in KCD was not easy at all. Which is weird, right? Fundamentally, the game already gives us similar types of information as other open world game that has a minimap. And yet, it doesn't get any easier to move around. Well, that is because there is one thing that the compass in KCD2 cannot give you, while in other game that has a minimap, it's a common feature. The active GPS route. Exactly, this line that appears the moment you place a marker or whenever there's an objective to follow. This is the one thing that an open world minimap can give you that KCD's compass doesn't. Now, at first, I thought that KCD might have something similar to this because you can just put down a marker on the map and it will appear on the compass, right? But then again, the GPS route literally tells you when to turn and where to go, while the marker on the compass only shows you the direction of your destination. Now that I think about it, those two things are very distinct. So yes, the lack of a minimap, or more specifically, the absence of the GPS line in Kingdom Come Deliverance is what taught me the world. How, you might ask? Well, let me explain. You see, I started noticing something whenever I'm driving somewhere in GTA 5. Even though I'm looking at the road, my eyes subconsciously keep flicking back down to the minimap. It's not because I need to know where I am. I keep looking down there because I need to see if I am still following the route that the game gives me. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I'm not really navigating the city anymore. I am navigating this purple line. As long as I keep following it, I know it will eventually take me to my destination. The streets, the buildings, even the landmarks around me slowly becomes a background scenery. Because I don't need them to figure out where I'm going. The game has already done that part for me. But in Kingdom Come Deliverance, the navigation is not that simple. The route isn't being calculated for you anymore, it just doesn't exist. Which means if you want to travel more efficiently, you naturally start paying attention to your surroundings. Because that's where all the information you need to navigate is. And once you start doing that, you begin noticing details. From something as small as a random tree in the forest to landmarks as big as a castle. Suddenly, it feels worth knowing where all the roads and intersections lead to. Trotsky Castle isn't just a beautiful view sitting on the horizon anymore. It is something you can use to figure out where you are. That church in Groen isn't just another building you ride past. It can tell you you're on the right path towards Gutenberg. Even a random fishmonger inside the city can be useful, because it's a piece of information that you can use to navigate. The game never asks you to memorize any of this. You're the one just subconsciously learning them through the world itself. And eventually, your brain starts connecting all the dots together without you even realizing it. You suddenly know that the fastest route from Zhelyav Wilderness into Tarkov is this small forest path just after the bridge. you know you just can cut through the forest from the main road to get to Troskowitz much faster. You can already tell which side of Kuttenberg you're on just by recognizing a church in the distance. Suddenly, all of these landmarks and details becomes valuable pieces of information for you to navigate that technically the game gives you, but just not on a minimap. Like, instead of relying on a minimap or a compass, you rely on the world for information. And once that happens, it means two things. First, for the most part, you basically stop needing to open the map to know where to turn on each intersections or where to go anymore. And second, if KCD2 actually had a minimap with route navigation, all of the routes that would have been calculated by the game are now being calculated by you. Think about that for a second. The game isn't telling you where to turn anymore. You're the one figuring it out yourself. Which basically means your brain is now the minimap. And that is exactly how I ended up knowing this world so well. Because after enough time, you stop looking for directions, you just know where you're going. All the roads, the villages, the shops, all of these locations are already in your head. And you already know which route is the best for you to get there. And the funny thing is, do you know what this actually reminds me of? This is exactly how we navigate in real life. Think about it, think about your own neighborhood. If you live there for years, the reason you know your way around isn't because you've memorized Google Maps. You know because you have spent years recognizing the same roads, the same intersections, the same buildings, and the same landmarks. At some point, you just stop thinking about how to get to somewhere. You just know. Your brain is the one doing the navigation for you. And when you really think about it, that is also exactly how someone like Henry, living in medieval Bohemia, would have found his way around too. He didn't have a minimap, he didn't have a blue line telling him where to go. He would need to learn the world by paying attention to it. And I think that's what makes Kingdom Come Deliverance feel so immersive. By not having one harmless feature that almost every other open world game has, I am no longer just role-playing as Henry. I am learning and living the world the same way Henry would have had to. Just by not having a minimap, I have essentially lived a true medieval life. This is Northquest Nas. See you next time.